Hello YouTube, TryAdept here, and today we've got a little more Fire Emblem Heroes stuff for you. So today, really, I kind of wanted to take a little time to talk and kind of showcase a little gameplay in the background as well regarding the new Aether Raids game mode. And on top of that, we'll also just talk in general a little about the 2.11 update and just kind of sort of the state of the game a little bit. A little less on that, mostly about the new stuff. But anyway, now starting off, I want to talk about what I think many believe is the low point of the update, and that is, of course, the new banner. As soon as it was announced, most people were pretty mad about it. Understandably so, I was one of them. Honestly, the more cynical side of me thinks that they announced a banner that they knew would be divisive or not well liked the night before on purpose, so that the FEH channel and the newest updates would look really good in comparison. I don't think that they would put all the work in for that, just to get that result. But you never know. Probably not. If you are a big fan of Fates and Corrin and Azura and all that, I'm sure it was really exciting for you. Even if you are, though, I imagine a lot of you are kind of to the point like, okay, that's enough alts. I do think we're getting to the point they need to stop making alts of characters that already have so many. Even like me personally, I think FE7 is probably my favorite overall game. It's one I started with, but I think there are enough Lins and Hectors as well. So I think they really should listen to their audience and maybe spend a little less time making alts for characters that already have a lot and put in new characters instead. But that's enough of that rant. Let's get on to the good stuff. Our newest item, I'll talk about that first, is of course the Heroic Grail. Is you can use them, basically you can use them to exchange for heroes that are limited in some capacity, whether that be you can only get them through Tempest Trials, or you can only get them as Grand Hero Battles. And I think this is a great idea. People have been asking for a long time for some way to get more copies of these heroes, be it for skill inheritance, but most people are wanting to get higher merges of these heroes. Because a lot of them are really good candidates for the arena, or just, to have for PvE content. So if you can get, like a Black Knight and give them to plus 10, then, that'll make, like I said, the PvE content in the game a lot easier. And then that would actually make him arena viable, so you wouldn't have to hold 10 Zelgi, whatever. I haven't pulled any, by the way. He's one of those ones that's eluded me for a while. But anyway, I think it's really cool that they added this. I think it really speaks to the long-term health of the game. To be quite honest, the meta up in the higher arena tiers is pretty stale. You see a lot of the same characters, and I mean that's okay. Like I know the arena system and the way it's built, you're just going to see a lot of armors and infantry that are all kind of the same, have the same skills. But I think by adding these characters that are adding these characters that can be plus 10 with some effort for free-to-play players. There aren't a lot of characters that are able to get to plus 10 very easily. Obviously, they'd have to be 3 and 4 star, and the pool of characters that can score well and be 3 and 4 star is kind of limited. And on top of that, they're a little harder to use. So a lot of these characters, or a lot of the limited characters that you can now upgrade, are going to be a lot better choices, and I think they're going to add a lot of neat stuff to the meta. So yeah, I'm really glad that they added Heroic Grails. It's neat that they added a way to get new characters, basically, that doesn't require using any orbs or anything. So that's a good nod towards free-to-play players, and of course the people that say, hey, this is my favorite character and I want to get them to plus 10. So it really pleases everyone. And let's talk a little about the new game mode too. I've got it kind of going in the background here. I actually recorded the first 5 or 6 matches I did with it. So the teams I'm playing against are kind of iffy. Some of them are pretty good. I think it's really cool, honestly. Ever since they added that little survey that we could do however long ago that was, where it was how would you feel about doing some type of buildable my village or my town or defense map or something like that. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, it looks cool if they can execute it well. It'd be a breath of fresh air. And honestly, after seeing that and then getting rival domains and relay defense, it was, I don't know. Rival domains was a sort of neat new idea. It was just a bigger map, basically. But then relay defense was just pretty bad. After dealing with those and, Grand Conquest, it's gotten kind of old. It's really just been more of the same. So I think adding the little bit of, the buildable items and stuff and changing up the kind of more or less just adding new objectives I think it's really cool. So far, really, the only objectives have been kill everything, which is every game mode, except for any survival maps, which really are pretty few and far between, other than, like I said, relay defense, which I don't really want to talk about that. So I think it's really cool. And honestly, one thing I really like about it, I feel like it adds a lot of personality to the game. It gives you another way to kind of differentiate yourself. Like I was talking about earlier, like with the arena, like the meta's pretty stale. Like you really have to pick between just a few characters, so you really can't like specialize or individualize yourself that well. So I think this is a good way to do that. I mean, as of right now, there's not a whole lot of things to really choose between, but you know, I mean, the fact that you can like change the terrain around, you can, you know, move pretty well everything you want to move around on the map. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's a good sign that they actually do still kind of care about what they're adding to the game, and they're still putting a little bit of TLC into it. So overall, I do think as the latest additions is really cool. I also like that they didn't add on offense a stupid rule that you have to get, you know, kills with your bonus unit for it to add anything extra to really min-max. I hope they don't. I hope they keep it just to arena. Same for defense teams. I hope they keep it so that you don't have to use a special unit on your defense team. In a weird way, I've kind of missed cavalry horse emblem. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say I missed it, but the fact that you can actually use it on a defense team. I say this, I assume you'll be able to use it on a defense team in the higher tiers. I suppose you could now. I don't know exactly how the scoring will work on Aether raid defense. I guess we'll see eventually once people start getting up to the higher tiers. That is one thing I will say I don't like about it, is that there's no way to restore your points other than to, you know, get the objectives on the map. And that doesn't really restore it by that much. Like, there's no item that you can use to restore it, and no item that you can hoard tons and tons of and never use, because you're like, well, what if I need him in the future? Then you end up with 500 stamina potions. That's me, by the way. So maybe hopefully they'll introduce something like that in the future, because it seems like it's a little bit of a grind to get to the top, and I imagine once you get to the top, it's going to be hard to stay there. But overall, I think one of the better things about this game mode is that it really introduces a lot of options. Like, there's a lot of different things they could add to this to make it, you know, kind of over the top almost. Like, right now, it's pretty fresh, and there aren't a whole lot of things to do. Like, you can build some structures that can do some pretty interesting things. But honestly, like, as unique as those things that they do are already, they can really add in a lot of things that can have a lot of different, really zany effects that really could make this game mode, I think, honestly, quite a lot of fun. So far, I'm really liking it. I hope you guys are. And really, I didn't have anything else I wanted to say today. I kind of just wanted to ramble about it. Just more or less just to get something out, get my thoughts out in the air about it. So let me know what y'all are thinking about it. So far, all the receptions I've seen for it has been pretty positive. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it yourselves. If you know you don't like it, just let me know. Speak up. There's nothing wrong with that opinion. I know some people are maybe like okay with it, but a little less enthused. Like, it's good, but it's not like the thing I'm looking for with Heroes. So if you know you got some ideas that you're like, maybe they should do something like this, be sure to put that in the comments down there too. And yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a good one.